To extra depth now, El Paso state delegation hosted a Safe Texas town hall this evening over gun violence. It was the first of a series of town halls happening in Texas in the next 2 weeks. It's a movement started by Texas House Democrats in response to the Uvalde school massacre. The purpose of the town halls is to hear input from the community about gun legislation and how to keep schools safe. ABC 7's Dylan McKim was at the town hall meeting, and he joins us live in the studio with this extra depth. Dylan.
Stephanie, all six of El Paso state delegates were in attendance tonight, along with city representatives, law enforcement, and school district leaders. But the room was filled with El Pasoans, all of them with concerns about guns and children's safety. We heard passionate pleas from parents, grandparents, teachers, and even doctors. Take a listen to some of the things people had to say.
After Uvalde, the following day I called my grandson. He lives up there in Morton Road, Illinois. And I asked him, "Did you hear about Uvalde?" He goes, "Yeah, Grandpa. It's just another day in America." He's 10 years old. Yep. It's normalized.
And we all want to do our part. I know I am 100% protected for my babies, my kids. I call them my kids or my students, but they're my kids. And I will do anything. Now, what are you all willing to do for us?
This is unacceptable. This is going on, and I want for God to give me the enough years for me to see my grandkids graduate, get married. And with this happening, it scares me. It scares me that something might happen to my kids.
Now, everyone in attendance was on the same page there. There needs to be some type of change, and that can be seen across the state. Take a look at this graph. It shows a poll conducted by the Texas Politics Project at the University of Texas in Austin over the last 7 years. The question asked is, should there be stricter gun laws? That green line shows the percentage of Texans who believe there should be stricter gun laws, while the red line shows the percentage of Texans who think the laws should stay the same. Now, in February 2022, the most recent poll, 43% of Texans wanted stricter gun laws. But go back a couple of years, right back to October 2019, right after the August 3rd Walmart massacre here, 51% said they wanted stricter laws. Representative Lena Ortega talked about how hopeful she was there would be some changes in gun laws after that horrific tragedy, but nothing did happen. I asked her what would be different this time after the Uvalde shooting.
But nothing happened last session.
Did we expect that same thing happening this time?
I hope not. I mean, I hope that these are children that are getting massacred. We need to do something to stop it.
Now, State Senator Cesar Blanco did get some gun change this last legislative session. His try and lie bill makes lying on a background check to purchase a gun a crime in Texas. I asked him if he thought more gun reform laws could be passed after this Uvalde shooting.
There is hope that we can pass laws. It can happen. The question is, how far do we go? Last session, they passed open carry, and now anyone can carry a gun anywhere without concealing it. We should be making it harder for bad people to get guns, and it seems like the legislature continues to lax the gun regulations in our state, and it's unfortunate that kids are dying as a result.
And Stephanie, it's important to note that State Representative Joe Moody was selected by the Speaker of the Texas House to be on the Legislative Committee to investigate the Uvalde shooting. Also, State Rep Mary Gonzalez was also selected to be on the Select Committee on Youth Health and Safety. That committee will be looking into Governor Greg Abbott's call for a response to the Uvalde shooting.